Is America great? Is America great? This is a question I put out on my Instagram like 2 days ago. And I said, yo, in terms of opportunity, is the United States of America the greatest country to exist in the world? And it was a very divisive poll. It was like 53-47. 53% in favor of people saying America is great. 47% of people said America is not the greatest country in the world. Both are valid. Both have their own points. Here's what I'll say about the trends that I noticed. On Instagram, it's really funny because I get to see who voted for what. It's not an anonymous poll. I get to see which accounts voted for what exact, part of the poll. And I saw that in the 53% of the people who said America is great, God bless America, a lot of those people ended up being kids of immigrants or immigrants themselves, people who've come from India, people who've come from Asia, wherever in the world, and don't really have a lot of their roots in the US besides, they're like kind of the foundation. Their family is the foundation sort of here in the United States. This is like that first generation of being in another country. So they were very vocal for the fact that like America has so much economic opportunity and there's so much things like you could be free, you could do whatever you want, you could build your life, right? Then there was the 47%. And what I noticed with the 47% was a lot of them tended to be not only just white, but people who there were a few people of color that did vote in the 47%, but they were people who have grown up in America with multiple generations of their family also being here. So like they could have been POCs, but a lot of, there's no like foundations in the rest of the world. They don't have a lot of family in other countries, if any at all. So what I noticed was they said like America is super problematic and this is not the, best country in the world to live in. So that's where I think there's two schools of thought here when we talk about this question, particularly in regards to opportunity. And obviously, Kyle Rittenhouse just happened. So a lot of people are very emotional about America being great. Or like they're looking at me like, are you fucking kidding me? You're really defending America? Like, no. Listen, America has its issues. The United States fundamentally has a lot of issues when it comes to race, when it comes to guns, when it comes to a lot of things. This country has issues, this country has disagreements, and it has fundamental flaws. I am not saying that this country is flawless and it's perfect. I think no country in this world is perfect. If you try to sit here and tell me that Sweden is the fucking perfect economy, I'm sorry, it's not. Probably not. There's flaws. I may not know the intricate flaws of every country, but I was going through a list of like all like 250 registered nations in the world. And I was like, where could I really see myself living and like laying down my roots? And I went through all the different countries in the world from Afghanistan all the way to Zimbabwe. And there was probably 8-9 countries where I could really see myself living. And the country from which my parents come from, India, is not one of them. I cannot see myself living in India. It is a very different society. It is a very different culture. It is a very, very, very different reality out there than it is here. But it would take a lot of adjusting. And I don't think I can do that. I don't think that is something I want to do in my life. But back to the question, is America great? My opinion. I'm going to give my opinion, and then I'm going to talk about I talked a little bit about the trends and other people. But I'm going to give my opinion. I think America is great for opportunity. I think there are fundamental flaws with this country. I think the two-party system is stupid. I think being having to check a box for a candidate is really dumb, and the fact that we fundamentally there are no other options besides the two main candidates, unless you want to throw away your vote, is dumb. That's very stupid in my opinion. But I think there are so many great things about this country too. I mean, I know, like, I grew up in a community of majority immigrants. Like our parents, like most of my friends, their parents are immigrants. They came to this country 30 years ago with nothing, and they've built a life. That in itself is like what makes America amazing. The American dream is can I say the American dream is still alive to a certain extent? No. I mean, I would say that like the American dream is still there, but it's very, very difficult. And you have to have a certain level of privilege in this country to really achieve that American dream. For sure. 100%. It's not anybody and everybody can achieve it. My parents would disagree with that take. They would say, what the hell? We did it. We came from nothing. But, I think what we're seeing with the times here with race relations in this country is that not everybody can make it. There are definitely fundamental equality issues when it comes to this country. I agree with that 100%. But will I say America is still not the greatest country? America is still the greatest country in the world? Absolutely. I wouldn't say it's the greatest country in the world. I'd say it's one of the greatest. I'd say it's one of the best countries to live in. If you, as an American right now, had to move to any of the other 209 nations in the world, how many would you pick? I did that same simulation. I picked 8, right? United States, maybe Canada, England, and a few other like remote island countries because I just, I could see myself just chilling on an island for the rest of my life. That's about it, though. That's about it. Where else? Like, listen, I can understand if you different personalities could live in different places, right? I am not like the type of personality that would be able to live in, a village in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Like, that's just not who I am. I could not live in a village in the Congo. Like, I would cry. I could not like shit in a hole. That is just, being American, having the privilege of, public urination, or not public urination, but having the privilege of like public toilets and the accessibility to that is, a privilege I'm not willing to give up. I have an immense fear of public restrooms, which we can talk about later. But I mean, it depends on your personality as well, for sure, of like where are the different countries you can live. But I encourage everybody to do it. Look up a list of all the countries in the world, list out the exact countries you can live in, and then come back to me and tell me how many, besides America, how many you could live in. It's not going to be very many. Hint. You're going to find some problem. You mean to say every developed nation in this country doesn't have a problem, in the world doesn't have a problem? Greece, Italy, Spain, a lot of them have corruption in their governments. Welcome to the world. Corruption exists everywhere. This is nothing new. So that's my point, is that like, is America great? There are great aspects about it. There's a lot of work to be done, and there's a lot of work that's going to continue to be done. There's going to be flaws always. But at the end of the day, it's better than the other options you have. I don't think you'd trade your life in America right now to live, in Tanzania. I don't think so. I wouldn't. I certainly wouldn't. Like, no offense to Tanzania. I think Tanzania is great, but I just would not trade my life right now to live in Tanzania. That's just my personal opinion. But you can have your whatever opinion you want. Anyway.